Good morning, Pride of Yeshua. It's your boy Johnson back again with another spiritual lesson. The title of this lesson is Winter, the Season of Conviction. We know that in 1 year there are 12 months, and we know that in 12 months there are 4 seasons, each season lasting about 3 months. King Solomon states in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 to 2 how there is an appointed time for everything, and that there is an appointed time for every matter under the heavens. Just as the earth is renewed, I truly believe that we as Christians go through spiritual renewal, and we have to learn and gain spiritual experience. A lot of us on this world, we've been wounded, we've been hurt, we've undergone so many traumatic situations because, again, we're born within an imperfect world thanks to sin. And we know that the wages of sin is death. So what it brings is a whole bunch of trash, a whole bunch of mess, and a whole bunch of wounds that we can't spiritually see without God's faith, without God's grace, and without God's intellect. So for this introduction, I want to introduce you to a better compass, a blueprint, if you will, that will allow you to justify, figure out, and see where are you spiritually and what path are you on. Now, when you're convicted, you're basically held accountable to your guilt. You realize at this moment in life, I'm convicted by Christ that, I'm a sinner and I am nothing better. I'm no different than any person that's in jail. I'm no different than anybody that hasn't even been caught yet. I am a sinner. I'm imperfect, and I need Jesus Christ so that I could finally walk the righteous path, the right path, the only path, the path of truth. Winter is that season. What I'm trying to get you guys to understand, that there's a migration process that takes place. Migration is more notably in the birds that we see when it comes to the seasons going from fall into winter. Geese just get up and leave and do what they got to do so that they could survive. They leave one habitat and go to another habitat. We as Christians also migrate too. We're going from one identity into another identity. We're shedding off the old man and we're becoming the new creation that God intended us to be. A lot of times we change our identity because of how we feel, because of what our friends, because of what social media tells us. But again, those are all wrong. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 to 6 states, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths." Paths, that's plural, meaning there could be more than one opportunity, more than one route that you have to take, that God may need you to take at specific time periods, because again, there's every matter under the sun has a purpose. The winter season is the season of you basically, as everything kind of dies down, the environments all die down, all the you can't really get around once snow is really hitting the ground. It's time for you to sit and evaluate your situation. Pretty much like COVID, a lot of people had to find new ways of living. In the process of finding new ways of living, they figured that maybe they could start businesses, or they had great ideas. It even gave them time. Again, this YouTube channel that I have and this platform that I'm using, this was all inspired by the time I spent at home just thinking, what more can I do to bring, me some joy, and at the same time spread the gospel. None of it matters, and I say none of the stuff matters in this life if Christ is not prioritized first. So in your winter season, Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 gives us the template of what we need to do to make sure that we please our Father, and that's first seeking first the kingdom of God and knowing that all else will follow. If the kingdom of God is not prioritized and anything is in the way, I'm talking about work, bad relationships, which with relationship partners, bad family members, or just friend groups that don't understand what it means to walk the righteous path, you got to learn how to cut them off, and God will give you the strength to do that. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33 states, "Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good character." We got to understand this concept, because without understanding this concept, brothers and sisters, we will fail. We will fail, because you may be doing the right thing, but the group won't allow it. The situation won't allow it. The environment won't allow it. So what you got to learn, what you need to do basically is, like Mother Nature, you got to migrate. You got to leave that situation and cross the water and go to Christ, because Christ is a gentleman. He awaits you to make that choice. And brothers and sisters, this is just part 1. I will be trying to put out part 2 and part 3 and part 4 later on. So I hope you stay blessed. I hope this message gives you something. Again, guys, I'll be back. Let's get it.